Hey guys, it's Angela here again, and today I have a couple questions for you. First one is, are you struggling to stay motivated? Are you questioning how you even get started? Well, I have a few tips here for you. There are things that really helped me along the process of losing 100 pounds, and I'm hoping that they will help you do the same. The number one thing that I keep getting asked over and over again throughout my entire weight loss journey and everything is, how do you stay motivated? And I get it, because it kind of took me a while to get and stay motivated myself. So I thought it might be a good idea to put together a little list of tips and things that have worked for me throughout this entire process. So the first thing that is super important, or was super important for me and really got this whole thing kick-started, was a goal. At my gym, they started doing weight loss competitions. And at first I was like, I'm not really the competitive type, or at least that's what I thought. But through some coercing with my trainer and some friends that belong to the gym, I did decide to sign up for a weight loss competition there. It was an 8-week competition. And I found this desire to really do as good as I could. And throughout that process, part of the stipulation of the contest was we had to post about it every day. We had to tag that we were at the gym. We had to, let everybody know. We had to check in, stuff like that. And after the 8 weeks, I ended up getting second place for that competition, which just fueled me to want to keep doing them. And they had actually 4 in a row. So I kept doing that for about a year. But what I learned from that was having that goal really fueled me to keep going. And also that whole process of checking in and kind of posting it out there on social media that I was at the gym every day, that became something that was super important to me too. And that also leads me into another one of my tips. The reason is, I felt like if I'm telling everybody that I'm at the gym every single day and I'm not making any progress, I'm kind of going to look silly. And, if I'm telling them, I'm competing in this competition, check in, and I'm still the same weight, then I didn't want people to look back on me and be like, what's going on with this girl? So tip number 2 would be holding yourself accountable to the world. I still to this day do this. And, some people might find it a little annoying or obnoxious, but the majority of the time I get such great feedback, and people tell me all the time, oh my goodness, you're motivating me, you're keeping me, wanting to do it and stuff like that. And I do it because I don't want to go back to my old ways. I want to let everybody know, guess what, guys, I'm still doing it. I'm still at it. When we don't tell people, when we don't see people, especially in the way the world is today, when we're not out and about seeing people all the time, it's easy to take a week off, then a week turns into 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks. We're not talking about it. We're not telling anybody. Next thing you know, we're, in this downward spiral, and now we got to climb back out of it. So I'm out there every day, almost every day, posting that I'm at the gym, posting that I'm working out and things like that. And so that is definitely another thing that I think is great at keeping you motivated. It feels weird, especially for someone, believe it or not, a lot of people wouldn't believe this, but for someone like me, it felt weird in the beginning. It felt annoying. But now it's just a part of my everyday life, and I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy sharing with everyone. So you definitely get used to it. So another important thing is to try to surround yourself with people who not necessarily live the same lifestyle as you, because obviously we can't go about making these drastic changes in our lives and expect everyone that we love and care about to be 100% on board and doing it with us, but we need them to support it. So basically what I mean by that is, you want your family and your friends to not constantly be asking you, hey, you wanna go get pizza today? Hey, you wanna go drink tonight or whatever? You kind of need people that are going to respect the process that you're going through and respect what you're doing, and kind of not try to suck you back into that lifestyle that you're trying to get yourself out of. I'm not saying that you're never going to go have pizza with your friends ever again, or if you like to indulge in alcoholic beverages, you're never going to drink again. But if it's something that you did on a very regular basis, you can't do that anymore if you want to succeed in this weight loss journey. Another tip that I have is to be slow and steady with it. A lot of times it's like we wake up and we're like, today's the day. I'm going to start my fitness journey today. I'm going to go to the gym 6 days a week. I'm going to cut everything bad out of my diet. I'm going to eat super clean. And that's hard. It's hard to commit to that right off the bat. So be realistic. Say, okay, I'm going to cut sugar out of my diet, and I'm going to drastically reduce the carbs that I intake. And then every week, make little changes, add an extra workout in, or add a little more time in at the gym. But be realistic. You can't go like full force ahead the very first week, and then when you struggle, you feel like, oh, this is too hard, I can't do it, and then you give up. So definitely slow and steady is going to win the race, as the old saying goes. Much easier, and you're going to be much more successful that way, making little changes weekly or every few days, whatever it is, till you can adapt to this new lifestyle. So another really important thing, and actually one of my trainers in the past had told me to do this, and I'm so glad that she did, because especially if you're, now these tips kind of go for not just weight loss, but let's say you're trying to build muscle, or you're trying to run, or whatever, different things like that. But for me, it was weight loss. So my trainer told me, take progress pics. And she wanted me to basically, have not much on. And the thought of that when you're, 229 pounds was not thrilling. But I did it, and I'm so glad that I did, because we don't often realize just how bad we are. But not just that, she said, changes are small, they're subtle. And when you see yourself every single day, you don't notice them. But if you take a picture and then a month later you have another photo to compare it to, you're going to see that you are actually making changes, that there is progress being made. And that's so huge, because that's going to give you the fuel to want to keep going. When you look at yourself every day, or if the scale's not cooperating on a weekly basis, you might give up and go, why am I doing this? I can't do it. I stink, whatever. But if you have those photos, then it's definitely going to help you along the way to see just how far you've come. Another thing about the progress pics, not the ones where you're barely wearing anything or anything like that, but share them. Along the way, share the photos. Let everybody know, hey, look, this was me 2 months ago, this is me now. Celebrate your achievements so that others can celebrate with you. I know that sounds silly. We shouldn't need reinforcements from everybody else. But the thing is, in the beginning, it's hard. And we want to know that people are seeing that we, are making these changes. And we're human. We want to hear, good job, way to go, keep it up. Not just from the 3 or 4 people that are super close to us in our lives that see us all the time, but from strangers or from friends we haven't seen in years. It means a lot, and it really gives you that motivation to keep moving forward. Okay, so this one is going to be a little controversial maybe, but for me, the whole thing, besides the competition at the gym, what really started this off for me was almost, I don't want to say revenge, but, I went through a horrible breakup. Somebody did something not good to me at all. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to show them. I'm going to lose all, because of course, when you're overweight, when you're out of shape, you put the blame on yourself. Well, maybe if I wasn't so big, then the person wouldn't have done this or whatever, when obviously we know that that's not true, but still that's the way that we think. So I used that as fuel and motivation to keep going. I was like, I'm going to show them, I'm going to get in the best shape of my life. And it really does work. It's whatever tools you can use to get you going in the beginning, use them. So if there's that person that dumped you in high school, or a friend that makes fun of you, or an enemy that makes fun of you, or just feeling like you're stared at when you go out in public, whatever it is, use that as revenge. You're going to show those people just what you're made of. And guess what? When you do, it really does feel good. Another thing that is really important to realize is that we are always going to have setbacks. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you are in your journey. It's natural. We're going to have a day where we wake up, we're not feeling it, we eat something we shouldn't eat, or we don't go to the gym for a few days. But what's important is how you react to that setback. A lot of times we beat ourselves up about it. You stink, you couldn't do it. We're telling ourselves that mentally, and that's bad. That is bad to do. We're human. We're gonna make mistakes. The important part is to say, you know what? Yesterday, that's over with. Today's a new day. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do. Now, in the past, what I would do is I would have a bad meal, and then I'd say, oh man, I ruined today. I ruined today. So now I'm going to just pig out for the rest of the day because it's already ruined. And then the next day would come and I'd say, well, I was so bad yesterday that I probably ruined the entire week. So I might as well just cheat for the rest of the week and then start on Monday. And well, why go to the gym if you're pigging out and everything? You might as well just start fresh on Monday. No. One bad meal or one little snack that you shouldn't have had doesn't ruin all the progress that you made. Shake it off, get over it, continue about your business. It's business as usual. Don't beat yourself up about it and just do what you got to do. Equally as important as accepting the fact that we're going to have setbacks is also rewarding yourself. That doesn't necessarily always have to come in the form of a cheat meal. You probably shouldn't have cheat meals immediately when you start this whole process. But if you're good for a couple weeks and you're seeing progress, then you should give yourself a little bit of a cheat meal. Don't try really not to do cheat days. In the beginning of my whole journey, I thought that cheat meal meant like cheat day. And a cheat meal itself can set you back a couple days worth of work. As far as I still to this day, if I have a cheat meal, I can gain a couple pounds from it, and it'll take me 3 to 4 days to get that couple pounds off. It's always been that way for me throughout this entire process. So I've learned that just because I've been so conscious of the scale and stuff like that. So what you've got to understand is if you have a cheat meal one day, and then you have a cheat meal again in 3 or 4 days because you feel like, oh, I've been good, so I'm going to have another cheat meal. You still didn't probably lose all of the, the bloat, the gain and stuff from the first cheat meal, and now you've added another one onto it. And so while you may make slow changes, it's really slowing this process down for you. So rewards, yes, cheat meals here and there, they definitely can happen, but, maybe go buy yourself a new outfit. Or, do something fun for the day. It doesn't always have to be equated to food, but of course, because we're kind of depriving ourselves of all of the good food and everything, that tends to be what people want to do, is they want to go for the food. So if you do the food, let it be one meal, let it be max once a week, but if you can hold out every couple weeks, that's even better, because then you're getting a lot more progress before you have that little mini kind of setback. But also cheat meals do help reboot the body and stuff like that too. So they can be super helpful throughout this entire process to keep you motivated and sane. And it also keeps you working if I'm really good this week, then I know I get to have pizza, on Sunday or whatever. So cheat meals or rewards in some sort of way are definitely a cool thing to have. So this is super important too. You need to find the right diet that works for you and actually stop calling it a diet. Diet is temporary. So we all know about the little diets that we go on, like, oh, I'm on this diet, I'm on that diet or whatever. And for me, diet always meant there was an ending. There is no ending to this process. It's a lifestyle. So you need to find something that works for you. So I personally am not a fan of a lot of these fad diets unless you can find a way to make it work for you and kickstart the process for you, but then along the way, slowly add some of the things back into your life that you should have in your life, and maintain a healthy lifestyle. So, you know, keto, high fat, no carbs, that kind of stuff. We can't live like that forever. And I don't want anybody to come after me. You know, the keto lovers, I know how successful you can be with keto, but it's the same as, you know, all of the other diets. We do need vegetables in our life. We do need fruits in our lives. We do need certain things in our lives. So try to find something that works for you. Things you can live with. Don't say, oh, I'm going to be on an all fish diet, but you hate seafood. Like, you know, you're going to stop. You can't continue on with something that you absolutely can't stand. So find a diet that works for you. Find a lifestyle change that works for you. Stick with it. Remember, slow and steady is the process. Yes, we want to see results immediately because it makes us feel better, makes us feel like what we're doing is working, but that's not realistic. If you lose 5 pounds in a week, that's amazing, but you can't lose 5 pounds in a week for a year of your life. Slow and steady is going to get you where you want to be. And if you just stick with it, stick it out, you're going to be successful just like I was. I'm sure of it. Another really cool thing that I feel like helped me out is a couple things. So one thing was I joined a group that was just a push-up challenge. And then a little bit later on down the road, I actually started my own little fitness group page. So join a community like that you don't necessarily have to know the people. That, you know, they can be strangers. Find motivation in that group. Check in with everybody. Hey, are you doing your push-ups today? Are you doing the challenge for today? Little things like that matter. And knowing that there's people out there that are backing you up and supporting you and actually looking to you for motivation as well helps to keep you really motivated. So just to help you out a little bit more along this process, I put a link in the description below that has a download to some workout sheets that should help you along in this process. Also, find my fitness group page on Facebook. Follow me at AR_fitness78 on Instagram. All of those things would be awesome. Love to see you guys there, and I hope we can help keep each other motivated.